I hatched baby turtles while in Sri Lanka. I'll be telling you about a turtle conservation program that I volunteered in, the adult turtles that I cared for, and the hatchlings that I helped and released into the ocean. This is Mule Expressions, and this is my Sri Lanka adventure. I'll be telling you all about Hikkaduwa and why I recommend you go there, and also the turtle conservation program that I helped take part in. Hikkaduwa is a coastal town which is popular among tourists. A lot of tourists go to have sort of that paradise sort of holiday feel, where you can swim around with turtles at Turtle Beach, and also just enjoy the beaches, the palm trees, and the sort of tropical nature that Hikkaduwa has to offer. We're going to be talking about turtles in this video, which is what I helped with at the Turtle Conservation Program in Hikkaduwa. The Turtle Conservation Program helps release turtles back into the wild and also take care of adult turtles which cannot be released into the wild, and give them just a lovely life in tanks full of seawater, which they're naturally used to, and help heal them as to the best of their ability. So at the conservation program, you get turtles with, like, there was one where it had only two fins. It lost its front fins due to being caught in fishing nets, which is a common occurrence with turtles, unfortunately. There was another turtle who was blind, and needed the guide turtle where it could swim around its tank without a problem. So the program helps nurse these turtles and look after them and just give them the best quality of life as possible. Now, for baby turtles, this is pretty much the key element of what attracted me to this program. And also, one of the key elements of this program is releasing baby turtles into the wild. Now, this is a legal program that has been approved by the local authorities, so they are legally allowed to release baby turtles into the wild. It's not just some random group of people who are releasing baby turtles illegally. You do need a license to release baby turtles into the wild, which is important. So the conservation program is run by a company based in the UK called Traveltier. I'm not sponsored by them in any shape or form or endorsed by them. I'm just telling you about my experience volunteering there. So Traveltier help construct these sort of shelters for turtles, these tanks, which is completely run by volunteers and is funded by volunteers. So that goes towards the turtles' well-being, their vet bills, their food, their protection really from poachers. And also, these turtles lay a lot of eggs, over hundreds of them. So it's good because then you get all these baby turtles hatching. Usually on average, when I was there was a 75 to 80% success rate when it came to hatching, which is pretty good. So we had plenty of baby turtles in the nursery. Once the baby turtles were the right size, then they would be released into the ocean, which is honestly one of the most incredible things I've ever done as a traveller. The adult turtles lay their eggs buried in the sand. They create this sort of mound while they're pushing all the sand back to cover the eggs. And when the eggs are ready to hatch or are hatching, then the mound collapses. So then that tells the volunteers when they need to reach out and collect the babies which have hatched, and that will be their first time that they've seen light. The natural instinct for baby turtles is to go to the sea as quickly as possible. So it's important that we transfer the baby turtles into the nursery and they are in natural seawater. So the water in the tanks is seawater. It's not like artificially made water, it's pure seawater, which is what the turtles are used to, and it's from their natural habitat. So one of the things that we did at the turtle conservation was clean the tanks. So turtles can be messy like any animal, so we need to clean out their tanks, make sure they're healthy, and make sure that they're not getting ill from any diseases. And like baby turtles or hatchlings, they can poo a lot. Yes, they do poo a lot. I remember cleaning out a lot of poo from their tanks. So it's important that they are nice and healthy and they don't get ill, and then that means healthy baby turtles can be released into the wild, which is good. So the conservation educates people, and also not just tourists but also the local community about turtles and preservation and looking after our seas and our wildlife. As you all know very well, the sea is heavily polluted with plastic, and turtles can get caught up in fishing nets and can get seriously injured or even die. Turtles tend to chomp on plastic bags because they think it's jellyfish. A lot of the turtles' diets consist of jellyfish, and that's how they survive. They eat jellyfish, but they see a plastic bag and they think it's a jellyfish, and in doing so they eat the plastic and they choke on it, and fortunately turtles have died from consuming plastic shopping bags. Remember that these adult turtles that are at the conservation site, they cannot be released into the wild, so at least the conservation program gives them a home, gives them the food that they need, cleans their tanks, and just gives them a chance at living. Even though they cannot be released in the wild, at least it's better that they are alive, somewhere safe and protected. But as for the baby turtles, the ones that are healthy do get released into the wild, and that is good because then that increases the turtle population out in the wild. The tanks for the turtles are quite big, which is good because they do need space to swim around, and also it's not nice to be sort of cramped into a small space, so the tanks are pretty big and large. You can even go in them yourself. I mean, they'll fit plenty of people, which is good, especially since cleaning them is a tricky job and you do need a lot of hands on board to clean these tanks because they get very, very messy. So one thing I didn't know when starting this program is that turtles can feel through their shells. Yes, they can feel whenever someone's touching them or if they're being pressurized, and they do love a scratch. They love their shells scratched. They absolutely enjoy it. They can feel it, and that's just something that blows my mind. You think that something so hard wouldn't have any feet, you wouldn't be able to feel from it, but that you would think that you wouldn't be able to feel through this shell. But yes, turtles do feel through their shells, and that's why they can get seriously hurt if they apply pressure on, or if someone's pressing against them or holding them in a way that makes them uncomfortable. Also, there are some turtles at the conservation where there's just air in their shells and they're unable to dive naturally. So again, those are the turtles who cannot be released into the wild, so we give them a home and give them the treatment that they deserve. So many of the turtles at Turtle Beach are wild, and those are free to swim around in the ocean, and they seem to enjoy the human interaction. I remember just standing there and snorkeling. I did some snorkeling with the turtles at Turtle Beach, and honestly it was just probably the most incredible experience of my life, I kid you not. Being able to swim with these graceful creatures and just seeing them and seeing how old they are, and just seeing, like, you wonder what they've gone through and what they've seen during their long lives, and just being up close to them and swimming with them is one of the most incredible things you could possibly do on this planet. It really is just a mind-boggling experience and a beautiful experience. Now, unfortunately for the turtles at Turtle Beach, over time humans have been feeding them with the food that they naturally eat, which is like algae and sort of seaweed. Now, even though that is natural food for the turtles, it is unnatural to physically hand feed them. Because these turtles are hand fed, they cannot leave Turtle Beach because they will not be able to survive in the wild because they're used to being hand fed. So even though these turtles are being fed and somewhat looked after at Turtle Beach, they are unable to go really any further. Which is really sad, because they should be able to go wherever they want to, but sadly human interaction has just prevented that from happening. If you enjoyed the video, then please hit the subscribe button and the like button. It will really help me out, and it will give me a chance to make more of these videos to inform people about traveling and the world, and also about the wildlife at these incredible places that I've been to. I would love to make more videos like this. So thank you for your time. Thank you for watching.